Hello producers, it's Özgün here. In this tutorial, I'm gonna show you how I made the drop of Maddix reality. I had so many questions about the Maddix new style and there's not much tutorials on the YouTube, so I just decided to make one for you. I tried to get accurate as much as I can, but Maddix style, like the sounds and the samples that he using, is really hard to find. And he makes like crazy processing, like a rocket science. And it's really hard to make some accurate sounding track. But here's my work. I'm gonna play the track first, then I'm gonna explain you channel by channel what I done to it. Okay, let's start with the kick and bass. So I decided to use this kick. It's from Splice, from some psytrance kick. It has really nice body, that's why I wanted to use it. It was original something like this. So I just made it as a one shot. I tried several processing, but in the end, I just put this EQ curve to the kick and that's all. And the kick wasn't popping through the mix, so I layered it with some top kick. It's really adding slightly the top end, so it's more hearable in the mix. Kick is like this, but for the sub, I know Maddix always finds some probably Nexus preset or some Avenger preset and process it like and make it so unique with some pitch automations and stuff. To get accurate, I just sampled the sub from his track. It sounds like this. But I just used the sub part of it. And I put some sidechain. With the kick, it sounds like this. The movement of the sub is just giving so much to the track, so much to the drop. That's why I needed to keep this one when I make this remake. For the mid bass, I used some Avenger preset, but unfortunately, I just consolidated that one and I deleted the preset, so I don't even remember now what was it. I'm so sorry for that. If I can find it, I'm gonna write to the description later. I just write some pattern like this. Then when I experiment, I just consolidated this one and replaced with some serum, and then I just lost the preset of this. It sounds like this in the without any processing. What I done to it, I give some overdrive. So it becomes more gritty, and I use the transient shaper to like get rid of all the attack it has, because I don't want it to be too clicky or bouncy. It has to be like driving the track, but not like the EDM. It's a techno and it should be some sound that stays in the background. That's why I removed the sustain a bit and attack all the way down. Now it sounds like more compressed, more decent, more tight. And I put EQ to cut the lows because we have a sub at the same time. And I boosted the mids a bit to get the vibe a bit more present and like fill the mids. And like this part was clashing with the leads and also was really not fitting to the mix down. I just dipped it. After that, we have another EQ. This time we are cutting the highs. And we have a filter that I told about you. It's turning on in the last part. I made it a bit white. I usually do the opposite. I narrow the bases, but in this case, I just try to get as close as the Maddix. So his mid and low mids were really white. That's why I decided to put the S1 imager to widen the sound. And then I have an LFO tool to sidechain. Okay, the kick and the bass line is like this. Let's go to the leads. For the leads, I take a one shot from the track. And I can just cut the lows a bit because the sample got the low end. Okay, now we separated the leads from the kick and the bass. So for the leads, I actually have a one-shot sample in here. Again, I cut it from the track. And the one-shot sample is just playing the melody like this. It sounds like this. So for the processing, it's a sample. I didn't do any processing, but I sent them to a channel to give a filter if I need it. And I put a fruity reverb and I automated the wet knob, and it's only happening in the big gaps in the melody. Oh, I just forgot here. Yes. Even I did it a bit fast, so I just missed some of the parts. With this, we are getting more ear candy and we are filling the gaps. Everything sounds even more smooth. For the reverb of this, I kinda applied one of the Maddix tutorials. He was sending the leads like this. So I'm sending the leads to a trigger channel, and that channel sidechaining with the reverb bus. In the reverb bus, I have a delay and I have a reverb and I have a sidechain. And the sidechain is getting triggered by the trigger channel. So that channel was the lead itself. It can look a bit confusing, but it's really easy if you understand the logic of this. This track goes to the trigger channel. Trigger channel sent the information to the reverb channel, but without sending any sound. And in the reverb channel, we have a delay and the reverb. And the last of them, we have a sidechain compressor, and it's getting triggered by the trigger channel that we just set up in the beginning. So it's really clean way to get some white, big sounding leads. And the reverb channel is going to the lead final bus with the lead itself. In the lead final bus, the sidechain is happening. We have a wobble sound. Just EQ, sidechain, and reverb. And yeah, I made it a bit stereo. And we have some drums. We have the claps. I decided to use 3 claps. One is this. And I have a reversed tail sample. Again, I tried some compressors, but in the end, I just put the EQ and something to lower the volumes, that's all. Because they were too loud and I needed to mix really silent. That's a problem for me, so I just lowered the volume signal amount so I can mix it in the top, because the faders are more accurate in the top area. And I have a reverb send which is just the plate reverb preset from Valhalla. And I'm sending the claps slightly to the reverb channel to give some wetness. And we have some hi-hats. Let me show you channel by channel. This was a longer loop, but I just cut the first part and I just cleaned the low end of the sample. And 909 hi-hat. It's going to do reverb too, so it helps when you send certain drum elements to the same reverb bus. They are gluing really well. And I have some background hi-hat. In the last part, we have some groovy plugs. To get the groove, you can see I just put some of the notes a bit late in the grid, so it creates some groove. And there's only EQ going on, that's all. But there should be sidechain too. Let's edit. So I just put some background stuff to fill the high frequencies in the mix. Original track doesn't have this, but I just thought it's a nice idea to put it. Again, 2 one-shot samples. And for the fills, I have an impact sound. Okay. They should be muted. Sorry for that. I tried 2 impacts and decided to choose this one. Apparently, I forgot to delete it. I just made it really fast for you guys. And yeah, there's some missing parts. But still, let's go continue explaining the fills. I have a crash sample like this. And we have reverse clap and normal claps. And let's see the noises. So we have an exhaust. And I have another impact kind of sound. And I have a white noise going on all the time. It's just a 3 times oscillator preset. But we have EQ, distortion, and we have stereo shaper to widen it up. It was like this. It became this. And the volume is like slightly going down. So with the background stuff, kick and bass, they sound like this. And there are some little fills, like little background stuff to filling the space in the mix. So this sound is actually the lead sound that is reversed with tons of reverb. Feel like palm muted guitar sound. I couldn't find any presets that is close, so I just create some sound like this. The MIDI is like this. In here, there's really nothing crazy. I have two oscillators playing these wavetables with 5 on unison. Their level is like this. And I have an envelope. It was like this originally because this was a wobble sound that I was using in my Boris Brejcha tutorial videos. But if I just lower the attack, it sounds like this. Yeah, that was all. The envelope is connecting to the cutoff, and I have a reverb, a delay, and slightly compressor to give some gain boost. And for the processing, we have overdrive, EQ, like it had literally no top end. And one more EQ to clean some of the muddiness. And I have stereo shaper to widen it up. I didn't use the external reverb. Yeah, I think I explained everything. Let's hear one more time. Alright guys, this was my attempt to recreate the drop of Maddix reality, and I hope you enjoyed the result. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section, and I hope you can apply this to your own productions too. Thanks for watching guys, see you on the next video. Bye bye.